Hi, everybody, and welcome to our newest episode of CultureCast. If you've not joined us before, this is eXp's official diversity, equity, and inclusion podcast, and it's the bi-weekly show about what makes us us. Today, we're bringing you a great topic. We're talking about enriching your life through charity, and we have the one and only Annie Pellegrini here with us today. Welcome, Annie.
Thank you, Cody. Thanks for having me on.
For anybody that doesn't know, Annie is the program manager for Extend a Hand, and she also oversees our I Heart eXp initiatives. So, Annie, first off, for those that don't know about you or those initiatives, do you just want to give us a briefer?
Sure. So, Extend a Hand is eXp's own nonprofit. We are officially a 501c3. We started as an official nonprofit just a couple of years ago. However, the Extend a Hand concept and fund has been around for quite a few years. I think going on 6 years now, where we help our agents and staff in their immediate families in their time of need, such as a natural disaster. The fires and wildfires and hurricanes, if an agent loses their home or if their home is in any way damaged, we'll send them relief funds. But we also help agents that have a critical medical illness that prevents them from working and supporting their family. And we have an application process that we have, and you can apply for a grant for yourself or another agent or staff member on our website, and we'll be giving you that. So that's that program, and then the iHeart eXp. Thank you for posting that. The iHeart eXp Community Day is a separate group, and this is something that is a community day of service that eXp has been doing as a company for going on this is our 5th year. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that, but that's regional, sorry, my brain, they're regional charity events. So we're actually looking to help in servicing our local area communities, whereas Extend a Hand as a whole helps our eXp family. Those events help the communities that we serve as agents and staff.
That's beautiful. I love charity. I tell people all the time that I got where I am based on a background of charity. That's how I got where I am. And it came from me volunteering in a resource group, like one of our 1EXP resource groups at another company. And they were like, well, we don't know what to do, what kind of events people want to see. And I told them, if we want to get butts and seats at our events, the best way is to tug at their heartstrings with a charitable giving opportunity, right? And they can be small, but if everybody pitches in to something small, then it becomes something huge, right?
I agree.
So do you want to share with us how you got involved with charity work, and how that's enriched your life?
Sure, thank you. So actually, as a child, I was very drawn to helping people, and I had a heart for giving. And even in school, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, where I was one of the original people that are from that area. So we had a lot of transplants and new kids, and would come into class, and I wanted to be the person that would go up and help show them around and give them the scoop, and that was always with me. And then I started volunteering with community giving in the real estate industry. I started working in the industry in the 90s for a title company, and I got involved in community service. I started leading community service groups with the Association of Realtors. And then I was leading big events. And so it became my passion in helping people, giving them compassion and empathy. And I was raised by the golden rule. My dad taught me that do unto others as you would have done to you. So I kept that with me. I always thought I want to help them feel like they're not alone, and help them. And also, I also have been through some tragedy and hard times myself, so I can relate, and that helps me actually relate to our applicants with Extend a Hand, because I've come from a a place of, okay, well, I want them to have what I maybe didn't have, and just know that there's someone out there that wants the best for them, and give them hope. So a lot of the charity work I've done over the years, and it grew from the real estate industry. I went actually into working for charities directly through the different dips in the market. It allowed me to secure actually a position with different charities, and I managed events, and it was a great way to share my passion and get involved, and it's just grown. And then now I'm here with eXp, able to help our agents, and it's nice because of having that background of coming from possibly a place of where they have been and struggled. I'm able to give them that empathy. So
right, yeah, and that's so much of what the whole concept of our DEI is about, right? Is we try to give people relatable faces so that they can see the faces of these struggles and that sort of thing, right? It's often that when we struggle ourselves, we then become champions for others so they don't struggle in our footsteps. But you don't have to personally struggle to be able to have the heart to do this kind of thing, right? If you need to see somebody who's been through it and come out the other side through grit and determination, there's plenty of examples of that at eXp, and you can find us at all of our resource groups, right? I'm on the board of directors of a charity that focuses on LGBTQ homeless youth because I was an LGBTQ homeless youth, right? So I had to go around and tell that story and try and get people to realize like this is something that deserves your attention.
And when you give to others, it gives back to you. What's that quote? If you want to help yourself, help other people get what they want. The Zig Ziglar. Yeah. So it's healing. And also helps you help other people, but you're also helping and filling your spirit with joy because you see that you're helping.
It's so true. And, it never surprises me to hear, particularly of a realtor who has dipped their toes into the water of charity in their communities, because you guys are working in one of these professions where you're in your communities constantly, right? And you get to see what's really going on and the struggles that people have. In a way that people other than first responders don't really get to, right? You can avoid parts of the city if you're just a Joe Schmo on the street, but realtors, we go into those places and we see what they're like, right? And we see the trends in the housing and how people, what they can afford and can't afford. We really get to see what that's like.
Right.
So yeah, I think we work in a particular niche where that empathy is there. You just need to tap into it.
Yeah, it's emotional. The whole industry is very emotional.
It is. It really is. So tell me about some of the rewarding experiences you've had through your charitable endeavors and how they've impacted your approach to life and work.
So working with several charities, especially kids, it's given me the perspective of gratitude and being present. And even though I may be thinking that I'm going through something, having a bad day, working with charities and seeing what other people are going through really brings it back home. And I just have gratitude for being able to wake up today and, and have a home. Some people that lost everything in Hawaii are going through the scare right now in Florida may not have that. So I worked with Make-A-Wish for a few years managing their events, and it was wonderfully rewarding. These kids have a beautiful outlook on life. When you think, how could they possibly, but they still have hope and resilience and spirit. And many of them I still are in contact with today. So that was wonderful. And also, my fiance and I actually were volunteers at a camp. It's called Comfort Zone Camp. And it's for kids it's a grief camp for kids that have lost parents or siblings. And it's something that I've had on my vision board for many years. I wanted to help kids. It's a little bit more personal for me, but I love everyone has sort of a niche when they typically work with charities, not everyone, but Mine is when children are involved. It tugs at my heartstrings. So we were volunteers, and we helped volunteer as big buddies at this camp, and seeing the kids come and learn coping skills and healing, and learn that it's okay to let their emotions out. It's healthy, and positive healing methods. And then also the best part was for them to learn that there are people out there that care about them, and that they're not alone. And they had a community after they left this camp. And that's really what a charity is. It's this sense of community and connection and helping each other. You don't know when you're going to possibly need help. But by giving out to others, most of the time, hopefully, it will come back to you. So those are two examples of some great charities I've worked with. I've worked with a lot over the years, but in the Make-A-Wish stories, I could go on. I've had Wish kids that most of them go to Disney World, but one Wish kid, I said this on another episode, but we built him a train. He wanted his own little train, the Tyler Express. He was 5, and he got to be the conductor and ride around the train. And then another wish, I was able to grant a little boy's wish with a shopping spree. He was sick. He wasn't able to go travel. So we surprised him on the news. Actually, he thought he was getting interviewed for a wish, and we actually said, guess what? Your wish is being granted right now. You have a limo waiting for you to go on a shopping spree. And he was so excited. And these wishes helped them heal. A lot of them heal and got better. And I think it's through the power of positivity and that knowing other people care and that are there. And so those are the types of things I've done. And, we also have our 5K run. And even though it's just a little 5K, if you haven't been there, you should go, because it's fun to see the vibe. Everyone's pumped up. It's early in the morning, but you get this burst of energy because you're doing something healthy, but you're also helping our eXp agents. And the I Heart eXp Community Day is also a fun way to get involved. And even when you haven't ever been involved in a charity, it's a good taste of just one day how to give back to your community, but also maybe find your niche. What is it that you what are you drawn to? Helping kids, schools. If you want to help a community or a charity that is in honor of a lost loved one, or someone that may be struggling with a health issue, there are always causes out there that you may be drawn to. You just have to find them, and they're out there.
Yeah. And, I'd also like to call out, this is a platform where we talk to agents and staff, and our eXp staff, we have volunteer time that we can take, right?
Yes.
And I think I Heart eXp Day is the best time to take it, right? And, if you're not aware of how much volunteer time you've got, or what you can do with that time, or how to use it, ask your manager. Ask the people team. Come ask me. I can help you, because we would love for you to use that time. You'd be shocked to know how few of our employees take advantage of that, but we want you to.
Then I'll explain a little bit about the I Heart eXp Community Day. Should I go now, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
So every region will most of the regions in the whole country, and it's also global now. I'm working with Canada right now, and I get them involved. And so every region comes together, and they designate a local charity that they want to help. And then you have planning meetings within your region. So if you're looking to know, if you want to be involved and you don't know who's leading your region, we do have a state leader list that is available on the I Heart eXp Workplace chat group. And these leaders should be, every week or every other week, we're having conversations with our regions about our event. Some of the examples are in Sacramento, California, where I am now. We are partnering up with a charity, Rebuilding Together. It's similar to Habitat for Humanity. We're managing, or we're helping in a home improvement project. We're beautifying and making the home more give it more curb appeal, and also their safety. So we're making the home more safe too, also for the neighborhood. And so we have a family who's in need of some home repairs. So we're gathering now a big group, and we're going to show up and do some landscaping and painting. And I'm excited about that because it's also aligned with our industry right now. But there's also people that are doing a lot of food drives, where agents when I'm talking about agents getting together, it's also agents' spheres of influence, friends, neighbors. This is a community effort. It's not just about us. It's actually about our community. And what a better reason to get a hold of your customers than, hey, I'm doing a community day. I'm helping out on a community service day. This not only shows that you care.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a quote pop up. So people don't care about what you know until they know how much you care. So this is a perfect example. So you go out, you help serve food at a local food bank, or you gather food and then bring it and deliver it. If you if you have people from a lot of different areas, they can all just collect food and then bring it to their local food bank. We've had people do pet shelter ideas, and then car washes, anything that you could think of. It's really the key is for you to gather together and show unity. That as an eXp family member, we want to give back to our community, but in doing this, it's also creating connection within our eXp family. And so people that you don't see often, you get together, you're going to be doing the fundraiser every year. It's building our connections within our little community as well.
We call that eXp culture, hence the CultureCast, right?
Exactly.
We're building that in. Yeah.
Thank you.
I love that. And, the only thing that makes charity better is doing it with friends. I always say that, right? Like if you can do it and share that memory and make that memory with someone, then you've made a friend, right? And who makes the best customers?
Yeah.
Your friends.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Right. So how can individuals and businesses alike benefit from charitable giving or volunteering?
Well, I think it's actually shows that the business itself cares about its people, also the community. So there's a couple messages there. So not only are they giving back to the community, which is beautiful, but they're making charitable giving a priority for their employees, which in the big picture, when we give and we're I call it self-care. I'm helping others and that helps me. And it also creates a balance in my life. It's not all work, 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 work. And we do know that it's important to have a balance, and especially in the market right now. Yesterday, we had a mastermind for Maui and it was amazing. And a lot of the agents that were speaking were talking about, following your heart, pushing through. And this push will strengthen us, and we will become resilient. It's a cycle, and this is how the real estate market is. And giving to charity is, in my opinion, another way of helping us become present and give to others in keeping with our core values, character, integrity. Like I said earlier, or I don't know if I said this, I was on another call, but community and service are 2 of the 9 core values of eXp. So there you go. So I think that having it on a corporate level is beautiful. I think that anyone can give to any charity. I think this I Heart eXp Community Day is a great way for us to go out and find the charity that speaks to us uniquely. And even though we're doing it regionally, we're collaborating within our region to find the best fit as far as the charity that we're giving to. But I think this helps us as a company because it connects us when we're out there on the day of the event. We're all connecting on a personal level. we're laughing, we're feeling how it feels to possibly be on the other end of something, where you're in need, and also that it connects us as individuals, as a company, but also as an eXp family. It's going to make us stronger as well, and so that, I think, is huge for a company to give to their employees. It's an intangible gift.
Right. Yeah.
The
And it's
connection.
something that we're trying to build in now to One eXp structure as well. We're trying to build out a charitable aspect to all of our resource groups so that folks know, who and where they can contribute to the communities that we represent for all of our different multicultural backgrounds and identities that the One eXp groups represent. And, it's just another example of eXp putting forward the idea that charity is important. It is a vital part of our job as realtors, as professionals, to extend a hand to those that we need to help up, right?
If you look at the top successful businesses and also top successful people, they all give to charity. It's part of their goals. It's been on my vision board. It's part of a multitude of disciplined things that you do to create this complete and balanced life. Part of it is giving.
Yeah, and I've heard recently, this is just a little side piece that I've heard recently, but I heard in a comment section, how does a realtor overcome a bad review, right? And one of my favorite answers that came from that was, I received a bad review once, and I went out and was in the news for a charitable drive that I gave to. And now the support that I get from that way supersedes any of the bad publicity I would have gotten from that bad review, right? Everybody makes a mistake, One bad review doesn't define you. That's period. We know that in all of our life situations. But there is a way for you to build a level of goodwill with your community through this that has a business incentive, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, and especially with we're able to volunteer on community day, but we can bring whoever we want with us, build those connections. Think of 3 clients you think that would really embrace that particular event.
Yeah. I mean, and coming at it from the DEI perspective, say you sold a house to someone from a community that you hadn't served previously. If you find a charity where you can serve that speaks to that community and then invite that customer and say, you inspired me.
Right.
Ooh, did you just make a client for life?
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're expanding your knowledge, you're expanding your world. That's what this whole concept of One eXp is about. It's learning about other communities, not just getting into our silos of identity.
Exactly.
But going to someone else's identity and learning as much as you can, right? It makes you a better agent. It makes you a better person.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Annie, can you give us some advice for those looking to enrich their lives in this way through charity, but don't know where to get started?
So most of us know someone that is involved with charities. Or like I said earlier, you can seek out a charity that is in honor of a loved one that might be suffering an illness. The Association of Realtors is where I actually started a million years ago. In the association, they have a community relations committee, and they give to a local food bank, and they do fundraisers for the agents every year. So you could start there. You can Google, who is in your area, but also think about, we're all unique and special. And yesterday this came up. Don't try to please others. Try to be authentic. So when you're authentic to yourself, you're really going to find something that speaks to you. But
Mm,
go find what that is, because there's people out there that are probably very similar to you, not really sure where to go. Or there's a group, your people are out there and they're needing your help. And when you find them, you're going to know. And
mhm,
so whether it's the Run to Feed the Hungry on Thanksgiving, or it's a group in a smaller group in town that I helped I was a single mom for many years. I helped a single mom charity, help with daycare for kids, things like that, the Boys and Girls Club. So something that is close and near and dear to your heart. And that will be more enriching for not only the charity, but for you also.
yeah, it's so true. And I would say for anybody looking to dip their toes in, the opportunities for charity just based around all of the natural disasters that have come up this year. There's been several opportunities where the universe is telling you now's the time to dip your toes in, right?
Right.
So, and it's a great starting charitable gift, type of situation, because you can dip
Yeah.
your toes in and then it's over, right?
Right.
But it could lead to you being more interested in something that's more sustained, more long term. And you never know where it's going to go. So I would say if you need to dip your toes in small, the opportunities are there.
Yeah. Just
Um,
start.
yeah,
It starts with $1. Give to a charity, or go see if they need volunteers. But I always say it just starts with one. And
hmm
then, if you can help one person, that's how I started. I felt joy when I helped one person, and then they feel, oh, there's people out there that care. This is great. I like this. I want to help someone else.
right.
It's the pay it forward, and you don't have to donate a lot of money. It's more about the little trickle effect, the little effects that lead to the more connecting.
Right. And doing this kind of thing can make you feel like your life is changing, and you have to embrace that. I think that's a really important piece, because when you give that dollar to somewhere, sometimes we live in a very transactional society where it's like, I want to see what the benefit of my dollar was. What did I get for that? You know what I mean? But sometimes, often, you're not going to see what the impact is. But if you've researched well enough into what the charity is, you can let your mind imagine what that dollar has done and embrace the light that comes into your heart from that. I think that's a really important piece, that you have to allow yourself in this world that's full of negative, right?
Yeah, that's what we tend to typically hear. We don't hear more. I wish we would hear more of these stories, but we are. We are right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah.
Well, Annie, listen, it's been so great having you on here. I told you months ago that I'd have you on the podcast, and we finally made it happen.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll have you again at some point. But
Thank you.
to everybody, please check out iHeart eXp on Workplace. Check out Extend a Hand, both at the Extend a Hand website, which I've got pulled up here, and on Workplace. Also, check us out at the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Workplace page. And if you want to learn more about this with a personal side, both of us will be at eXpCon. Come and find us. We'll be at the booths with all of these monikers that we just rattled up to you. So
I'll
come
see you
find
there.
us. Yeah, we will see you there. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Cody.